Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So my Gem friends, I'm going to do a general reading for you. Because it's general, it may or may not resonate. If it does and you're drawn to it, there is an extended to this reading. The link to that is in the top of the description within this video. So Gemini, I've actually been using my energy oracle cards to kind of start off the readings lately, and I've been drawn to do, oh, I like this. See, okay, I'm listening to my intuition. I've been drawn to use the Oracle of the Radiant Sun for you. So I'm not going to, I'm going to go by specifically kind of what's written on the cards. I'm not going to go too in depth with the zodiac information. If that means something to you, great. But because there's a lot that I'm also going to pull out with the tarot cards. So I'm using my Heaven and Earth tarot deck. And to clarify, I am using my teeny tiny Everyday Witches tarot. So we're going to look at your current and future energy, Gemini. Current and future energies. Gemini. Current and future energy for Gemini. All right, Gemini, currently you have indecision. So, oh, somebody else had something like this. Who had that? You have indecision. And I swear to goodness, is that yeah, who had that? Somebody else had that this week in a completely different deck. That's so funny. So there's something that you're trying to balance out. I will say it's Venus in Libra. So it is about trying to come to like a decision about something, trying to weigh out the pros and cons. There's a light and a dark side to this choice, it seems like. It seems like there's a light and a dark side to this. It's almost like you literally have like a little devil on your shoulder on one side and a little angel on your shoulder on the other, trying to make some sort of a decision for yourself right now. So in the future, you have generosity. Oh, this is an interesting card. It's very godlike. It's Saturn and Leo. It just has that feeling like all of these people on Earth reaching for something greater, and then this energy above. I don't know, maybe like I want to say these are linked somehow. Like your indecision, it's like a devil and an angel on your shoulder. So maybe it's about how you will show up in the future somewhere, or like in your future. And I think it's good. Like, I think you're going to kind of go with what's also sitting kind of more prominently in the front, which is more like a sort of angelic entity or being that's being depicted in the front. So kind of walking away from maybe anything that makes you feel small, anything that makes you kind of feel in the shadows, not listening to the little devil on your shoulder anymore, and like stepping up in a way like this is very confident. This is having something to give to those that are looking for something that they need. Like, so it's, yeah, it's kind of like a real stepping up energy, but right now you're a little indecisive about it. The bottom you have fulfillment and submission. It almost feels like a compromise. Like you're fulfilling one need, but something else is compromised here. And I don't know, it feels like a pretty big compromise. Because this bird is in a cage, so it kind of feels like a sense of being trapped a little bit. Oh, check this out. These are both Venus energy. This is playing two sides of something. How very Gemini of you. This is playing two sides of an equation. Because this is also Saturn, and this is Saturn in Sagittarius. And then this is Venus in Pisces. So you have You do. You literally have two sides of an equation here. And one seems light and one seems dark. However, the one that seems more angelic is the one that comes up as submission. So I don't want to say like giving up your power or your sovereignty in any way. I certainly hope it's not that. Just because this bird is in a cage, but the door is open. So I think on some level here, there is something to do with maybe putting yourself in a submissive position. But then you do have fulfillment here. And it's like something like, I don't know if these are two parts of your life. It kind of feels like definitely getting like some sort of a payout, like money. He's got money, I would call him money bags. He's got that big bag of money sitting there and the ship is coming in. It has a real sense of like Three of Wands energy. It's funny that it would have that because the Three of Wands is I believe Aries, but this is coming up as Saturn, as Sagittarius. So we got to pull out some cards here and see what's going on. This is a very dualistic reading, Gemini. You stepped in. You're having a very Gemini moment, I would say. You're having a very Gemini moment. There are many facets to an equation that you're in the process of dealing with, a decision that you're making, and you are literally, I feel like, playing it all out in your head and thinking about all the possibilities. What could go wrong? What could go right? What is fueling the possibility of wrong? What is fueling the possibility of right? What is considered right and wrong? Oh, Gemini. A little bit deep. Okay. I'm hearing 4 cards. Oh, it's so weird. So now this Pat Benatar song just came into my head. I haven't heard this song in a long time. What is it called? Treat Me Right. That's what it's called. You want me to go. You want me to stay. You ask me to come back. You turn and walk away. Why do I feel like I've said that to in a reading before? But a long time ago. That's really curious. But this is kind of like that is. It's kind of like a stay. It's kind of a go. It's a yes. It's a no. It's a maybe. It's a I don't know. What the hell? This is some really strong energy. Oof. Oof. Wow. I don't even know where to start. Holy crap. The Ace of Cups is at the bottom. It's like the clearest thing in this reading. Honest to God. The Ace of Cups is at the bottom. So I don't know if that's what the whole thing, the whole fuel of whatever this is just like a new beginning that feels really good and very happy and light and uplifting and joyful and emotionally positive. Look at the, like this is some strong energy. I don't know who or what you're dealing with or who or what you are, but we have the Knight of Cups, sorry, not the Knight, the King of Cups. And then you have the Princess of Cups. That's the smallest figure in this spread. Actually, no. You know, you have to. Then you have the Princess of Wands. Oh, that's interesting. And then you have the Queen of Wands. This is stepping in. This is stepping out and in. Because this is almost like going from the King of Cups. This is having like a whole lot of deep emotion, really deep, mature, strong emotions here, being really grounded in your emotions, and then like stepping that back big time, like stepping it back. And I don't know if it's stepping it back to have like a better look at what it is that really is inside, or if it's stepping back to suit a situation. There is a part of me too that's inclined to feel like there's more than one person coming into the current, because you've got a king and a queen here. And then the Princess of Wands. See, this is curious because, oh, yeah, now I see it. Okay. And it's actually, it comes through in the cups too. The Princess of Wands, I hope you can see it's probably a reflection from the light in the door. Do you see how the fire is a little more out of control than it is with the Queen of Wands? That's also coming through here with the King of Cups and the Princess of Cups. So what I'm seeing, this is, okay, yeah. So this is almost like something that you were making a decision about has taken sort of like your emotional state from being really calm and really reserved and really controlled to feeling a little bit out of control and a little bit unsure of how to deal with it. Because the Princess of Cups is like a page, so it's a much more inexperienced way of dealing with emotions, and it is like going from really having control of your emotions to it feeling a bit like some, I wouldn't say tidal waves, but very kind of like the water is more turbulent now. You're feeling a little more turbulence, and it's not so easy to control it. The Princess of Wands, oh, see, this is what's curious, is the Princess of Wands, you're taking that energy, so your passion, your drive, your desire, your focus on how you want to guide your life here, you're stepping that up. It is that. It's like water and fire, angel and devil, dark and light. You have it right here. This is going to be really interesting to clarify. Okay. Over here, in the future, you have the devil. It doesn't feel like great energy because sitting beside it is the Nine of Wands. This is feeling like really beat up by a situation that you feel like you have very little control over. It has control over you. And then you have the Knight of Cups with the King of Swords. This needs to be clarified. This Knight of Cups looks kind of sad. The whole thing does, which is really odd because usually the Knight of Cups is a very sort of like hopeful, romantic, poetic, inspirational, flowing of energy moving forward. But, you know, it kind of makes sense because it's coming in after this, the Devil and the Strength card, or the Great Strength, the Nine of Wands. So feeling defeated, like it looks like it's been a long, hard walk, maybe swim through this water for not only the knight, but the horse. So everything that pushes you forward is coming from an element of feeling like defeated and imprisoned and like in a no-win situation. But then it goes into the Knight of Swords. So I don't know if this is an energy that you are approaching or this is being very clear about your emotions, which you're kind of dealing with in an up and down way over here. We really need to clarify. I'm going to clarify each one of these first. Indecision. You have the World, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. I'm telling you, I want to say, it's like coming to a decision if you're going to, there's a cycle change here. A cycle is changing in your life. Some situation or circumstance is sort of at a crossroads. Do you invest more time or do you cut it out? Like, do you work on this or do you just cut it out? So that's the indecision here. Is you're sitting at a crossroads, and the decision for you is, Do you invest more into this, or do you cut it out? And it kind of feels like maybe you're trying to pull back emotionally here. That makes sense. So you're trying to pull your emotions back. You're trying to reduce how much they influence your decision. And then you're trying to use your sort of own drive and self-governance here to make your decision, to empower yourself through this decision. The King of Cups. The Seven of Swords. Gosh, right? Because the King of Cups is hiding their feelings. They're not showing them. And with the Seven of Swords, it's definitely hiding. Hiding your feelings, hiding your emotions, keeping it all real close to your chest. Now, the Princess of Cups, though, is not hiding feelings and emotions. So this is almost like a really... This is almost like a gesture that is so much less than what is really underneath everything. See, I told you we dig this out. I dig this out of you, Gemini. So, okay. So, okay, I want to say you're going from a state of holding back all of your feelings and emotions, keeping them completely hidden, as big and large as they are, and as probably difficult as that is being, and letting them out a little bit here. But it's almost like something that you're really not comfortable or sure how to do, because it's the Princess, it's the Page of Cups, and there's like waves. So you're kind of like going into this choppy water. The Princess of Cups. That was really weird how that came out. Oh, the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. It's kind of weird how this is showing itself. It's almost like this Knight of Pentacles is offering something to a sense of defeat in a situation. It's just a practical, but it's a practical offer. What it is, because it's the Knight of Pentacles. It's a practical offer that involves a very minute amount of emotion to be shown in something that has felt defeating. Something that has felt, I'm hearing catastrophic, a catastrophic ending. I don't know, maybe it was. And this is kind of what you're doing. It's almost like you're putting your feelers out. Does this end, or do you invest in it? Do you work on this? Because you have a lot of emotion that you won't, I want to say you won't share, you're not sharing, you've been hiding it. But this is just a tiny bit, just a tiny, minute amount of emotion that's being offered in a very practical way. The Princess of Swords. But I do want to say this seems to be, well, the Two of Cups. The Queen of Wands. Oh, it's not the Princess of Swords, the Princess of Wands. And the Queen of Wands. Oh, wow. I don't know why I looked at the bottom. I still have to clarify. The Hierophant is at the bottom. So, for the Princess of Wands, you have the Two of Cups. And then the Queen of Wands, this is where you become... This is kind of like going from like maybe your hopes and your dreams. And then being like really, really strong in making a decision about that. Because look at this. This is the Three of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. This is kind of like maybe a hope for reconciliation, or coming together and celebrating, creating an exciting new beginning, or going, no, Five of Pentacles, which is kind of that Queen of Swords energy, which is part of the decision. Is this something that you invest in, or is this something that you completely cut out and you move away and out with the Five of Pentacles? I don't know if I would describe it as like a last ditch effort a little bit, but you seem pretty clear that you're either going left or right here. So if you've been indecisive for a time on something, you're about to, I don't know if it's something that you've done, some action that you want to take that is initiating your decision on something. Okay, so over here in the future, we have generosity. Oh, that's interesting, considering what we have. That's a lot. What's going on here? The Star, the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Devil. Oh my God. So, yeah, Saturn is a constrictive energy. Okay, you have the Star. You have the Ace of Cups. You have the Five of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and then you have the Devil, right? You got the Devil over here twice now. I see yourself being generous, obviously, in the future, with your time and what you have to share and offer. And I see you kind of bringing that generosity in from a really high place here with the Star and the Ace of Cups. And I think you're bringing it into an area where there's some conflict with the Five of Wands. So you are really trying in the future to bring in something positive, to bring in something to battle this Devil energy, right? Like the Star. So it is above, may it be below. And the Devil is the reverse of that. It's energy working in the reverse where it is not. It's trying to tell the heavens what should be. So you're trying to bring in, through your generosity, generous spirit, soul, something positive in a conflictive situation. But then we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Devil. What the hell is this? Because the Nine of Pentacles seems like a really good energy, like very sovereign. But the Devil is sitting there. Why is the Devil sitting with the Nine of Pentacles? The Five of Cups. All right. I kind of thought, all right, so it's almost like your generosity in the future, to dispel something that's kind of conflictive and negative and it's not working well together. I want to say you are going to go a more independent way here with the Nine of Pentacles, because there's something toxic that I feel like you can't. Like, it's not the best thing that I would say as a reader. If you're trying to go in with sort of like the energy of the heavens here, if like a really high vibrational frequency, the Star and the Ace of Cups, into a difficult situation, you're trying to be generous of heart and mind and soul, and it doesn't work, it's not for you to deal with. It's for someone else to deal with, or it's someone else's journey that they need to deal with. And it's not for you to invest any more of your energy into. So it kind of feels like you might be getting part of your answer already. But then does that affect how you move forward? That's what I'm always curious with some of these like readings for the energy in the future. So let's see. The Devil. Oh yeah, it's a heavy. Oh, it feels like it takes you back again. Oh, for God's sakes. Yeah, this is shitty. The Three of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. So what I feel is really shitty about this is because the Ten of Wands is like dropping a burden, but then you end up in the Nine of Wands over here. It's like, no, you didn't get to do that. You're still involved in whatever this conflict is. And it's a conflict. It's the Five of Swords. Trying to like remove yourself from this. Trying to work with something here. Like trying to get something to be kind of cooperative and balanced. Properly sharing and giving of ideas. But it's just heavy. So the 9 of Wands, and this is what it feels like. Well, now I'm back here, back here at this feeling like, well, I thought I could drop this burden, but why did you not drop it then? I kind of see you doing that. Oh, what the okay, the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands. The King of Wands. So the King and Queen of Wands are sitting out here. Now, are you really trying to make a plan about this? I don't know. It kind of, because the King of Wands, like he's coming up with a plan. He's being a leader here. Maybe in the background, being a leader, how to get to a new place here. I want to say, I hope you drop this burden. Maybe that's what this reading is for. To make sure that you drop some sort of a burden. If you go in, I would say to don't not go in with this intention and this generosity, because even if you know that it may not dissipate something negative, I want to say there's got to be some level of you clearing yourself karmically in this. By doing that. Like if you just decide, you know, this is shitty, I'm just going to turn my back on it, I'm not going to do anything about it, or I'm just going to give them exactly what they give me, you're still almost like planting yourself in here karmically, like keeping yourself karmically bound to it. So I really think, I don't think this reading is coming out to tell you, you know what, there's no sense in doing what you're going to do, because that would not make sense to me. I don't think that the universe would deliver a message for the future to tell you to change what you're going to do. I think it is important that you continue to do what you feel guided to do. And if you find yourself in the future wanting to try to be sort of like the peace offering in this, or the positive element in this, to do it. Even if you know that it may not, because at least you can say, you know what, I did my part. I feel good about how I address this. Because there is a sense of going in a different direction. And I really do hope that it is dropping this burden for you. I don't know. What do we have over here with the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords? This is curious. The Knight of Cups. This dude just, him and his horse just look so tired. Oh, no, I think that one came out last. Which changes a little bit. 8 of Swords, 9 of Cups, and Knight of Wands. Aha. This is like, oh my God, you know what this is like? This is like, this is like not appreciated, not wanted, not accepted wherever you're taking it in the future. Because you feel like, right? Like this Knight of Cups just looks, he looks sad and defeated and tired. And so the 8 of Swords, like it's not wanted, it can't go there. You can't do that. So what do? You find your own internal happiness. You go, in my own cups here, my own cups, my own happiness, and I'm driving forward with excitement to new things. And maybe some of those new things are more intellectual pursuits for you. The King of Swords. The King of Swords. It's definitely establishing a very strong, immovable truth for yourself. The High Priestess and the Empress. Wow. Yeah. You aren't looking for anything except like the big stuff. The big stuff. But it does feel like you are, whatever you're engaged in right now, whatever you're about to be engaged in the future, it feels like you are doing yourself karmic justice. So I think it is a heads up to know that you are probably not going to have success in dissipating something toxic or disappointing or conflictive. Like it's all here. It's all here. And it is a heavy burden. And I think the best way out of this is really like coming in like the King of Wands, owning this and moving forward, recognizing there's truth in a situation with the Knight of Cups and the 8 of Swords, that your movement is blocked in terms of at least sharing. I would say sharing your heart and sharing your emotions. So you are not in situations where you are meant to do that. So you might be in a group situation where, you know what, you're just not, this group is just not going to be, it's not conducive to being improved, at least through you. And so you take this independent happiness, like you take, like that's very self-contained, the Nine of Cups. You're not really sharing it, and you're going forward like in a very sort of excited and dynamic way with your King of Wands approach. And what do you have at the bottom? Oh, you got the Moon at the bottom. So yeah, you are going, I just noticing the kind of the witch's silhouette there, like going, like flying forward. Usually I'm really drawn to the cat looking at its reflection that's so much bigger than itself. So that could be a message too, that like whatever you're going into, if there's sort of like fears or apprehensions or the unknown involved, it's not as big as it seems. And you are flying, I've never been drawn to that witch before. Like you are flying past whatever this is. And there you go. So, Gemini, I'm going to go do the extended. I'm going to see what the guidance for you is and the possible outcomes in the extended. Thank you so much, Gemini. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.